So in this video, I'm going to take a look at a very cool but very confusing product. What it is an aluminum upgrade grip that fits a few different pens. It's called the Smart Grip. It's from a company called Unus Product Service you've never heard of before. They sell products in Japan. I believe they're made in Japan, but they're pretty hard to find in the US. And they don't make their own pens. You can see here, Uni as in Mitsubishi Uni, Pilot. So it's an upgrade grip for someone else's pens, which is a great idea, but not very easy to pull off because there's so many pens exist. If you flip the package over, you can see the pen models that this particular upgrade grip and its threading fit on. So in this case, it's the Uni MSXE 5-1000 and the Pilot LKFB 60 UF and LKFB 80 EF. Those probably don't mean anything off the top of your head. They certainly didn't to me. Here are some pictures of them, what they look like. But really what the best thing to do is to Google that model, because that model is universal, whether you're in Europe or Japan or whatever, and you can figure out what you're doing. So this is how the package comes. It's just in this little sheet here. This is obviously the Smart Grip. It is sold in black or silver. It is two pieces. This ring is a spacer, and then this piece of aluminum. This front piece might come off, so I guess technically maybe it's three pieces. Was this piece separates, but you wouldn't really ever need to do that again. I think that was just for manufacturing purposes. And what this is a really nicely crafted piece of aluminum with really nice knurling. They did a really clean job here. You can see it's very consistent. It's not sharp, but there's excellent grip there. Really clean threading. Very nice work here. This grip sells for about $18 shipped. I'm not sure exactly what it is in yen, but probably in that ballpark, maybe a little bit cheaper. And what you have to do is you fit it on an applicable pen, one of the ones that will fit. And I don't believe this list is exhaustive. I believe this is just the most popular ones on there, which definitely will fit this pen. And this is the Acroball 4. It's a little hard to make that out. This is no contrast. It's the Acroball 4. And I love the grip on this pen, ironically. But you screw this off, make sure the spacer's on here, screw it on, and now my Acroball 4 has a really cool aluminum grip. It adds a lot of weight to the front end. This is still aluminum, but it's definitely heavier than this piece of plastic. It's got a nice grip to it, much more weight before. I think it's a little bit cooler looking, and it still works. Sounds a little different, looks a little different, but fundamentally a very similar pen. And the thing to keep in mind is that this size is designed to fit on these multi-pens, but Unus makes this pen, the Smart Grip rather, in a few different varieties. So they make a Smart Grip for like friction ballpoint pens. So if you are a big fan of erasable pens, you can get that. And then they make a cool cover for Del Guards, a couple different products like that. I definitely did not want to upgrade my multi-pens because I don't use them enough to necessitate an $18 upgrade tip. But when I was ordering this one, I honestly ordered the wrong one. I really wanted to upgrade for my friction singles. Instead, I got this. So here's the video about it. Hopefully some people out there like it. Here's another pen that you could upgrade. In addition to the Acro 4, the same threading is used by this pen. This is the Uni Jetstream 4-in-1, and this is the 0.7 millimeter. So this is actually this pen right here. This is the MSXE 5-1000. And you can see they clearly look the same to that pen on the left there. So unscrew this. You can see the two pieces are essentially the same. You know, it's a little bit different in length, but the threading is the same. And we're gonna take this off. Perfect fit. Pen looks a lot cooler. It's a little pointy here, but it still works. And if we push this down, you can see it's a good fit here. If you were to remove the spacer, it doesn't close the gap all the way. So you really do want that spacer. I believe for some other pens with a deeper threading, you would not use this spacer. And that would just adjust how far out this go and how far the ink pushes out, or the tip pushes out. Here's another pen, a good candidate for this. This is a Zebra clip-on multi. This is a 1, 2, 3. It's also a 4-in-1. It's very similar to the Acro, obviously, but it's a Zebra. And you know, this one did not fit. Sorry about that. So this is, now we're getting to my pile of ones where it doesn't fit. This would be a good candidate, but it's a little bit too thin, even though it looks like it would fit. Another good candidate that does not fit is the Hi-Tech Kaleido N3 or 4, neither fit. Jetstream 3 does not fit. Because now, even though the threading looks the same, this barrel is just a little bit too thick for most bodies. In fact, the threading is the same diameter as the body here, so it will not fit. Dr. Grip from Pilot, this is the 4-in-1, kind of the biggest one they make. This uses a thin metal threading. It will not work. Zebra Sarasa 3 looks like it would be a perfect candidate. Coarse plastic threading, should be fine, but again, the body is too small for this, and that's why this is not a universal grip. It only works with a couple different models. Again, Pilot, Acro, and then wherever I put that other one, Uni, Jetstream. So I will say it adds some weight to the pen, which is nice. It looks cool. And if you're writing with one of these all the time, maybe you want a nice hunk of aluminum down there. Certainly made well. I regret buying it in the multi-pen version because I would have gotten more use out of it on a friction. But if you're into multi-pens and you're using them all the time, it's a pretty cool little upgrade. If anything else, it can be used over and over again, so you could amortize the price over the course of many pens. It's not like this aluminum piece is going to wear out. So if you use it through 5 or 6 or 10 pens, then it's a pretty good deal. It doesn't seem like this threading is something that's going to change over time. I think this is going to be fairly consistent for the Acro 4 and a couple other models in this range from Pilot and Uni. So you definitely have some options, probably even some that aren't on this list. And you could pause it right there if you want to Google those model numbers. So at the end of the day, I'm really not, I love the idea. I love of someone going out and creating aftermarket product for an existing pen. I think that's really clever, and it's a sort of enthusiasm I like to see from sort of the pen scene, as it were. But I don't love this one just because it's limited to so few pens, and the one pen that I use that it fits is the Pilot Acro 4, and I really like this grip. I've talked about this a few times. This sneaker grip, it's a little hard to see, but this is a great grip, so there's really no reason to change it out, at least for me. If I was using it with this one, which is sort of this straight barrel grip that I don't love, then yeah, why not move it over to aluminum? But for this nice contour grip that's nice and skinny, it's already solid grip. As for the Unus product service smart grip, it's a very cool idea, very well executed. I would love to see it. I would love to see it in some other pens. Maybe make a new tip for Safari, Lamy Safari or something like that. I think that would be really cool. Make a new tip for, like something like a Zebra or a G2. I think those would all be really appreciated. So I'd like to keep an eye out for those, and I will try to get some more of these when they become a little bit more available. As for this one, interesting product, not worth the $18 for most people. If you're a huge fan of some of these multi-pens, then maybe you want to invest. So that's about it. That's a smart grip from Unus Product Service. They do make some other stuff that I'll try to get my hands on, but like I said, it's on the expensive side, and it's hard to come by. So keep an eye out. Thanks for watching.